It's the final countdown.
Wow, you are like so loud in my ears right now.
Sorry, I'm excited. This is our last fucking episode.
I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch so that we can get serious for a second and finish this episode.
Hold on, let me get my telephone.
Your telephone? Does it have a cord? Is it cordless?
I think I like your olive theory.
God, leave Jethro.
I think I like your news.
All right, come on, Berta.
What?
Berta, what?
What? You love me?
I can't believe I said that.
Who says that?
You love me? Okay, get fucking serious. It's our last episode.
I can't get serious. It's our last episode. Okay, so I'm in jeans. I need to be in shorts.
Oh my God. Friends, don't ever give Andy too much to drink because he's got to change his clothes because he's uncomfortable and now he's got to go potty. Like, I can't with him right now. It's like a 10-year-old. So, no more beer for you this episode. You can have one when we finish. Nope. Fine. You can have the rest of the cake. Yes. Are you ready?
I'm out of breath.
Oh, man.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Rap.
And I'm Tam.
And welcome to
The Blah Blah Marry Me podcast.
episode number last one of the season.
Or number 12.
If you want to call it that. It's the last one of the season.
I know. It's crazy. It just got here so fast.
It did.
I can't believe we've already gone through a whole season.
I know. I feel like we just uploaded our first one
I know.
like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. It's like our baby that's gone out into the world.
Mm-hmm. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. How
Yeah?
are you?
I'm feeling excellent.
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 All right. So, as we mentioned a few weeks ago, we were talking about like how we want this episode to be kind of like a Q&A. We were going to be receiving the questions, hopefully from you guys, and then we're going to be talking about it on this episode.
Yep.
And then it's also going to be kind of like a brief recap also of how this season came to be, my reaction to this episode, to this whole season, and then Tam's as well. So I guess one last thing to do is just to get started, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So, Tam,
Rap.
the first question that I got
Okay.
was actually, it wasn't even a question. It was a comment in one of my group chats. It was
Okay.
like, so I had a friend of mine was telling the people, my friends in this group chat, were like, guys, you have to listen to like Rap's podcast. It's pretty cool. It's awesome and all that kind of stuff. And then my other friend in the group chat was like, why? I already know how it's gonna end. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then she was like, spoiler alert, guys, Rap and Tam end up together in the end. I'm like, no. But like, sorry to break it to you guys, but like, we don't end up together.
No, we don't.
See? So, sorry, Crystal.
Is that who asked?
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to this next one. Tam, why don't you go forward?
So, I think it'd be interesting to talk about like our favorite episodes of the season, if we have one,
Okay.
or if there's a favorite, I guess, tidbit that we talked about that was your favorite one. So,
Okay.
For me, I had said my favorite one was episode 3. Because that's the one where we talked about past relationships and what we learned from them. But as the season kind of went on, My favorite one ended up, I think, being the one we did with my compadres, with Yvette and Feisty.
Yeah, that was a really good one. That was a really good one.
Just because that one was super real with like two people who are married and have been married and people that I've seen from like the beginning of their relationship until what they are now. And to see them kind of reliving those moments again.
You found out something.
Yeah,
I
didn't know. I like...
Which is fucking hilarious.
So in the episode, if you haven't listened, episode 8, he talks about that, or Yvette says that he wanted
His
to...
Facebook.
No, his MySpace.
Oh, MySpace. Yeah,
his
sorry.
MySpace name was Market Street's Big Boy, and I died of laughter because I
awesome.
did not know that was what his name was. So even that, like having them relive those moments that were the beginning of their relationship, and to see them talk about that with each other again, and it's probably something they hadn't talked about in a while.
Yeah.
And see them having those emotions and stuff again was really kind of cool to see. So,
yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna say, I'll still say for the one that we've done was probably still 3.
Was still 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and because we both shared things that we hadn't shared with each other yet.
Exactly.
And so I think that was a really honest and open conversation that we had together. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we happened to have mics on.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what it sounded like.
Yep.
And so for me, I think that was my favorite episode that you and I did together.
Yeah.
But another favorite was definitely the one that we did with PC and Yvette. So
that was a good one. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I've never met a couple who made me wanna get married.
yeah.
Yeah, like they kind of lay down the foundation of like what marriage kind of should be, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
like it's not easy at all.
It's not.
And they're very
And
transparent about it, but they still very much love each other and respect each other and want at the end of the day to be with each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
what was your favorite episode?
I would have to agree with 3 because of how open we were at the time, and like some things I didn't talk about with anybody before, and opening up all that
Yeah.
to an open mic and then to
Sure.
you, like
Yeah.
to me that was just like real.
Yeah.
So I would say that's like my top one. And the one we did after that, like a throwback one. I would say like that's like our most fun.
That was a
one.
fun
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Being super nostalgic and talking about my purple VTech.
Exactly. Yeah. I would say that. I would say that was another, probably my top 2.
Awesome. So part 1 and 2 of episode 11 were a bit of a doozy. Yeah, we had Sean come in and tell his story about cheating, and then me having a personal situation happen. Yeah, for the second part was a little interesting and very unexpected. And listening to that was really cringy. Super cringy.
But I give you props though for like getting through it though, because you were, I mean, the look on your face, I can tell like you wanted to break down a few times, but you held it together, which is, I give you props.
Yeah, it was interesting. And it's not for, because we've had some feedback that were like varying, you liked him, like this is what this situation you wouldn't have reacted to in that situation. And honestly, it was more of, I am a super trusting person. So I hate liars. Like I hate them.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I just cannot stand, is someone not being honest and just not a truthful person. And so I think that's what really, it just caught me off guard. It got me completely off guard. And I think I've said before that I've always felt like I was an intuitive person. And so for that to catch me off guard.
I think you said on the podcast a couple of times actually.
Yeah, like for that to catch me off guard, just it threw me for a loop in a lot of different ways. And honestly, that was the day that I found out about it. So that was my 100% like raw emotion for it.
Uncut,
Obviously,
unedited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like right now,
Yeah.
obviously good now. It's fine. Like it's really 100. It's 100% okay. It's not. It's just that day was just super emotional, super uncut, like he said, and it just it was like completely unexpected. So
I get you. But you made it through.
I did.
You a strong bitch.
Yeah. Can't be a little bitch, you know. You can be one for a tiny bit, and then you gotta figure it out and move on. So
Exactly.
But
And
yeah,
then not
that-
to mention, you also got some hit lists. You got some hitmen on your contacts.
Oh yeah, that too. Yep. Some of my friends are a little upset for me, but that makes them real friends, and I appreciate them. So
Yeah. Then some of my friends too were like, "What the fuck? Who did that to Tammy?
yeah.
No."
So I definitely appreciate it, but definitely not. I mean, I just know better now, just not to be so trusting of people sometimes.
Sure.
But yeah, it's definitely.
So does that mean you'll never date a lawyer?
A lawyer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
I'm just
know.
saying they have a way with words.
They do, but I feel like they also have a way of. Yeah, that's a weird question. I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that one. So
Cool.
stay tuned.
We'll come back to
be
that. All right.
determined. Yeah. So we actually had a comment on our first episode, which our first episode was on can guys and girls be friends? And we say yes because we are friends and we're a guy and a girl. And so, but we had someone disagree, saying that it's not possible for guys and girls to be friends because somebody always likes the other one.
Yeah.
So,
And that is a common thread. Sometimes it does happen.
yeah.
Yep.
And like we said too, this works for us.
Yeah.
We are friends and but it doesn't work for everybody.
No.
And so this person had not encountered a situation where they felt like they could just have a platonic friendship
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a guy. And so, yeah, we kind of had a disagreement, or, not a disagreement, but someone just made a comment that
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
so,
Because not everybody's like us. Not everybody is the same.
yeah, for sure. So, and like totally understand that too. And I think the thing about this person is that they were younger, like in their early 20s,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And so I can definitely understand that in that time, like in that age range.
Yeah.
Where hormones are still crazy
Yeah.
and guys
Yeah.
and girls are just trying, see what they can get out of each other.
Yeah, of course.
But we're older. We're 10 years past that. And so I feel like at this point in our life, not, that we can have those relationships with people and
Yeah.
not have it be
Yeah.
like romantic. So, anyway, but I do appreciate the feedback, of course. Like, definitely. People, not everybody's got to agree with us. And we said that too. Like, it's okay if you don't agree with us.
Yeah,
This is our
exactly.
opinion.
And we're not.
But we're definitely open to hearing what it is. So.
Exactly. And we're not like saying that we're experts in this
Oh, yeah.
field.
Not at all.
Because, yeah. I mean, we barely know how to. Yeah. Okay, so this next one was a more of a suggestion
Yeah.
to you about like rom-coms that I should watch.
Yeah, because the person said that in the first few episodes, I reference a lot of movies, which
Yeah.
if you don't like know anything about me, I like watch a lot of different kind of movies, end up
Yeah.
quoting them in my daily life.
Yeah.
Like if you're around me and my sisters or my mom, we will just randomly the Little Rascals quote or something like that. So I was referencing a lot of movies and you were like, and I was like, that movie with, and you're like, no, I have no idea
No.
what you're talking about.
No.
So
So, okay, so going back to how like we talked about having things in common, I feel like movies is one thing we don't have in
Yeah.
common because some of the movies you like to watch, I don't like a character in this movie, and so
Yeah.
like therefore I'm not gonna watch it.
or an
Like-
actor or
yeah,
something.
actor.
Yeah.
Like Amanda Bynes, I'm not a big fan of Amanda Bynes, so I'm not gonna watch any of her movies.
Yeah, but that movie was awesome, and
No.
we need to watch it.
No, I'm
And
alright.
She's the Man. It was a
I-
good movie.
You know what? No.
But you do watch some movies that I like. We love loved the To All the Boys I Loved on Netflix.
That is true.
That was
is
a good
true.
one.
The one with the
The Always Be My Maybe.
yes,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yep.
See,
yep.
picked up what you put down. I got it.
See, you see, and now you did that. Now people are gonna be like, yeah, you guys gonna end up together.
No, oh my gosh, shut up. So,
But no,
No.
but
some movies we have watched. It's just that the ones I was referencing, you did not know.
know.
But they're good movies. I think was just the point. And
yeah,
that,
to you.
Okay, I'm just saying they're decent movies. So okay, we could make a pat like in To All the Boys. Remember, they were like, I watched this movie and you watched this movie.
Yeah.
I'd be amendable to that because whatever you pick is probably not going to be something I watch either.
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah, I've definitely not seen that one.
You have not seen 500 Days of Summer?
Okay, see, you're acting like I
God.
did whenever I said, you know, the movie Amanda Bynes. And I kept
but
calling it
Amanda
Sydney
Bynes
White.
is Amanda Bynes. You can't compare Amanda Bynes to Zoe Deschanel. Don't
I'm
do
adding you
that.
right now.
Don't do that. You can't do that. Oh man.
Anyway, so maybe we'll be amendable to that. Maybe next
Okay,
season.
okay,
Maybe
okay.
we'll put an asterisk by that one.
Okay.
So let's see. So this one went to one of our most quotable things of the season. And this actually came from Yvette and Juan's episode.
Yep.
And it was in the way he referenced marriage.
I love it, by the way.
So he said, marriage is like putting your dick in a bear trap. But it's my bear trap and I embrace it. And so I think that is like the most reaction that we got from anything all season was that people loved the way he compared marriage and they called it a dick in a bear trap. So bravo, Juan, for that one.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, because I think it was
fucking awesome.
It was pretty funny. It was one of the most quotable things that happened out of the whole season. So, anyway, so that's on episode 8, if you haven't listened. But it's at the very end when he's, we're wrapping it up, and he just basically says, I'm not going to put my dick in another bear trap if something goes awry with this one. So he was committed to making it work with Yvette and putting, all of his efforts into their relationship.
Yeah, so. which is another fucking reason why like that couple is just so like fucking cool.
Yeah. They're good people.
They are good people. Good people. We still have to make that candy corn pizza.
Oh gosh, you guys in that candy corn pizza.
I'm just saying it looks interesting. I like interesting looking things.
Okay, we'll take pictures of that later. Then maybe whenever you finally get to make your candy corn pizza. So
okay. So the next thing we got is how do we do our podcast if we live in 2 different cities?
Very good question.
That is a good question. Okay, so
Rap lives in San Antonio.
I live in San Antonio.
I live in Houston.
You live in Houston. There is a way on Skype where you can record your audio. But if you've done like Skype chats, the audio on Skype kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You also have another like video teleconferencing. What one do you use at work?
Oh, Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. You can do Zoom, which is a little more professional. You got to pay for that. It does up the quality in video and audio, but like I wanted something more, because I'm an audio dude. I've talked about it throughout this podcast. I'm just, I'm an audio person. So like our setup is kind of complicated, but I wanted it that way because I wanted to make sure that we had the best audio quality. So,
which I appreciate. It does like the quality in our podcast. I really do appreciate all the work that you've put into that.
Yeah, and it's like it's a podcast, so all it is it's all audio. So
that's all you got.
Yeah, so you got to make sure that you bring your A game and shit. So Tam has her own little recording setup that she has in her place, and then I have mine, and then we have a Google Drive together that Tam will upload her recordings just on her because she has her own microphone, home mixer, her own recorder, and all that. So she records on her drive, and then she gets that file for that particular episode we're working on. Then she uploads it to our Google Drive, and then I download it and then edit it over here at my place.
So he does everything here locally in San Antonio. So all of the recording and everything can be done locally on our own sides.
Yeah.
We just use Skype as an interface.
Yeah, so we can
Just
see each
so that
other.
we can see each
Yep.
other and listen and all of that. So,
Yep.
I mean, definitely, we've talked about it, that we're much better when we're in person.
Yeah.
Because we can definitely play off each other's emotions a little bit better. But also, I think what's great is that for us, you can't really tell which episodes we've done in person and which ones we've done remotely. Just because he put so much time into figuring out what was going to work for us so that it was a good sounding podcast. So, so that's how
there was a lot of thought
then we
process
had,
into this.
and we had a lot of hiccups at
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the first one we did not sound as great because we were still trying to figure out.
Episode 6.
6 was
Yeah.
the one, and so we were still trying to figure out. But past that, I mean, in person, remote, like it kind of, and I said, it sounds great, I think.
I would agree. I did it.
So yeah. Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
and I have no idea about any of this stuff. So he put all of the thought into figuring out what equipment was going to work for us because we did want it to sound really great. So, but anyway, so that's how we do it. It's definitely possible thanks to modern technology for people to be in different cities and record a podcast.
Yep.
And so
the next challenge we have for next season is that we're going to be recording a buddy of mine who lives in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
So that's going to be like our next challenge, which
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying to
figure that
Yeah.
one out. So, I mean, or we could just go to the Virgin
Or we
Islands
could just
on
go- yeah,
vacation.
exactly.
I mean, I feel like that's a solid option
business
too.
trip.
But anyway, so that's how we do this in 2 different cities.
Yep.
So
Moving on.
yeah, let's move on.
Moving on. How hard is it to start a podcast?
Interesting question. I think that's going to depend on what you want from your podcast.
Exactly.
Because for us, we wanted to put out a quality product
Yeah.
that wasn't a half thought.
Yep.
We thought through. I mean, the hours that it took for us to put this together.
Before we even started recording a single episode.
I mean, we started thinking about this in at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And started, talking about it and what that would entail. He started looking up, equipment. Because, I mean, really and honestly, there are free programs that you can download to record.
Yep.
There's mics that you can plug into your USB drive. I mean, there are definitely more economically friendly ways to go about this.
Yeah.
But because we knew we were going to be doing this remote,
Yeah. And we
And-
wanted to put out a grade A product.
yeah, we invested, some money into good equipment, decent equipment for
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
And, we had other elements that we wanted too. We wanted people to get to know us, as, why should they listen to us? So we have a website. We launched a website.
Yeah.
We bought a domain.
Yeah.
We took pictures for the website.
Yeah, we had a photo shoot.
Yeah, we did all this stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
telling you, the hours that went into planning this were substantial. I
Yeah.
think it's a lot more than either one of us anticipated.
Exactly.
It
And
being.
then our website, we designed it.
Yeah.
So that took out. Basically basically everything that you see, our Instagram, our Facebook, our our website, everything was just so much work was
Yeah.
just put into it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of work that went into it beforehand. And, so it's literally just the 2 of us, though.
Yeah.
So we record, and I think that that's a good thing about the way that we have ours is that we work well together. You literally did all the technical shit. You edit our audio.
Well, we had a plan coming in.
Yeah, I mean, we had a plan. And, honestly, I wouldn't have done this with someone else that didn't have, your technical skills. Because if you weren't here, I would have absolutely no clue how to do this. And so, I work our social media, our
Yeah.
posts, keep up
Yeah.
with that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you even handle my personal.
I do his own, yeah. So, I mean, it's like I handle all of our social media channels and stuff. He makes sure that we have a episode to upload
every Thursday.
He is editing into the wee hours of the morning because we're doing this in addition to our work schedules.
Yeah.
So both of us have had really crazy work schedules the last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
So doing that in tandem has been really challenging at times, but we've been super committed, which is why we thought about this so much, because we knew we were going to have busy seasons.
Yeah. So after we had everything like laid out already, we finally started recording, and we realized that starting from our launch dates, we realized that we were going to be busy, because that's when your season starts.
Yeah,
that's when my busy season starts. So like we decided it'd be better if we record multiple episodes, get them ready, and then schedule them to be launched at a certain date. And luckily for most platforms, especially the ones we use Buzzsprout, we can schedule our episodes to be to launch at a certain date, certain time. And so that really helped us out a lot, because since we recorded our episodes beforehand, it just made things easier.
Yeah.
But as just like everything goes, sometimes there are changes. Like episode 6 was originally going to be episode 5, and then it moved up to 8, and then it ended up being 6 after all.
And just scheduling conflicts that we had there. So I mean, obviously you try to plan as much as you can and anticipate as many changes as you can, but it doesn't always work out.
Yeah, like episode 10 was going to be something completely different.
Yeah.
And then we ended up like doing a last minute thing.
Yeah.
And
so we just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah.
But definitely I think that we worked well for this.
Yeah.
Like for what we did and how it came out. Like I've been super happy with the way everything's turned out.
Yeah.
So I mean, so I think you just have to ask like how
much are you willing to put in?
Yeah, how much do you want to put into it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't have to have all the social media channels.
No.
You don't have to have a website.
No.
I mean, if you're just bare bones, I mean,
because like having a website, you just said having a website.
Yeah.
Buzzsprout, if you sign up for Buzzsprout, you have your own website through Buzzsprout.
Yeah.
But we wanted our own. We wanted something personal.
Yeah. So
we wanted something we can just have blah blah marryme.com versus Buzzsprout.com / blah blah.
So I mean, it's just decisions you have to make, and then you have to just decide like what you want to put into it and how much work.
Yeah, and then we just don't want this to be like.
We didn't want it to be an afterthought, like halfway thought through. And
no, I mean we put our hard work into this because we want this to grow. We want this to be successful. And thanks to you guys, so far it has been successful.
Yeah. So, and the consistency with it too. Like every Thursday for 12 weeks, that was what we committed to.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, it's been great. Like we're just kind of wading through it, honestly. Like we've been learning as we go, like for sure.
Yeah.
But it's been really fun. I've had fun, even though like there's been like challenging times where we've been trying to meet our deadlines and stuff. I've still had fun with it. And,
like the most challenging time for me was a couple of weeks ago, where like I still hadn't finished editing the episode, and I'm like I didn't get home till like 11 o'clock at night, and so usually I like to have our episodes uploaded by 6 a.m. And the way I do my editing is like.
He's super intense with it.
So,
like literally, he's like his biggest critic, like, or the world's biggest critic for himself, just because.
And so
he takes it so serious.
So I didn't upload the episode to like 4:30, 5 o'clock, a.m. one time, and it's like, fuck, I barely made it.
Yeah.
But
you did it.
Yeah. But it's just. It's just the type of thing that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And then I love it because I know we're putting out the best product possible between Tam and I, and which is like, just an awesome feeling for us.
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
been good. It's been like, I will like never forget like when we finally got up on Spotify. We had been waiting. We had been waiting to see for Spotify, and let's see, iHeart took the longest.
iHeart took the longest.
But,
it was iHeart.
on
I'm sorry,
iTunes.
iTunes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think we were on the phone and I was like, dude, my cousin listened to it on Spotify. And you were like, wait, what? I didn't know we were up yet. And so we were on the phone and you checked our email and we're like, oh shit, we got approved for iTunes.
Yeah.
And then I looked on Spotify. I was like, oh my gosh, we're on Spotify. Oh my gosh. And I remember feeling so proud.
I know. And I remember talking to you about this. Like, it felt like it's a child.
Yeah, like this
like we're watching our child grow. It's
send it out into the world.
It's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
It's an awesome feeling because of how much work we've put into it.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like on the realness, like you only guys see what we put on social media and what we put on every Thursday. But like the behind the scenes shit is like like you just you guys don't see that because we don't want you to see that because we want to put out a product that just seems flawless.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot that goes down behind. Like, I talk to him probably every day. And we go through, like, okay, this week we're going to be talking about X, Y, and Z. Most of the time we're in the car, like, on the way home or something. Just trying to, like, lay out what we're going to talk about because we just want to have good conversation with good content. And so hopefully next season, I mean, we're already talking about, like, next season, like, what we're going to be talking about and topics we're going to talk about.
So for what we've talked about so far, like I'm excited for next season.
Yeah, definitely.
Like we haven't even started like really like pre-planning anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just the stuff that we've talked about.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So we hope that you'll listen.
Yeah.
Continue to listen to us and go on this journey with us.
And like I said before, like we're not experts in any field.
Definitely not.
Relationship wise, money wise, like friendship. I mean, we're just here to like.
Well, we just keep it super real.
Yeah.
Like in terms of, and I think that that's just, it's so interesting that this is the mechanism for putting out information now. But I love it. Like the interaction, like. One of the biggest surprises I think that I got through doing this was having those open conversations with friends I don't really talk to a lot.
I know. Same thing with coworkers. And I've had like conversations with coworkers that I talk to, but like not talk to like that.
Sure.
Which is kind of cool in a way. I did have one coworker a couple weeks ago come up to me. He's like, "So, Raul, I hear that you're a relationship expert."
Oh,
I'm like, "No, bro, no." It was like, "Are you sure I came across your podcast?" I'm like,
gosh.
Like, "No, bro, no." But he was telling me his like, his philosophy with marriage and love and all that kind of shit. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been my biggest surprise, I think, that I've gotten through all of this.
Yeah.
And then like having people being so supportive too.
Yeah.
Again, people I don't talk to a lot and have them, telling me that they're listening and telling me about it and saying like, even the stuff that we've been super open about, like the whole friends with benefits and all of that
and
stuff.
that's been a touchy subject in itself because there's no right or wrong answer. There's no answer at all to it. It's just it depends on who you are. It depends on the person you're interacting with.
Yeah, and so having people talk to me about that, and again, people that I don't talk to a lot, having them being super open with me because they heard us talking about it has been very surprising, but also it's built like another layer of not complexity, but another layer of adding depth to like relationships that we have with people because of what we're talking about on this podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
So I've definitely enjoyed that piece of it and like getting to know people a little bit better through them having shared experiences like we've had. I think that's been like my biggest surprise, but a happy surprise.
Yep.
So
totally.
What about you? Anything that's been super surprising for you?
Surprising? Yeah, just with the people have listening who stay listening every single week.
Yeah.
Like
the people that are vested, the ones that You know they're listening every week.
Yeah. And
I think people that you don't expect.
Yeah.
I think that's the one too, is that you're like, oh shit, you're listening?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like this high school buddy of mine who after episode 3 who just like who text messaged me after he listened to like this whole when I was spilling my guts on how my ex-girlfriend broke up with me, right? In this
totally wrong, by the way.
he was like, dude, I just want to give you a hug, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that was my boy in high school, you know?
And again, you hadn't talked to him in a long time.
No, I mean, you know,
But
it's
y'all connected over this.
exactly.
So I think that that's been really cool. And
Yeah.
I think just the interaction between my friends has been really funny
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been, I think the other surprise or unexpected thing was honestly the amount of work that we put into this.
No
behind the
shit.
scenes. I
No
think that was like the
shit.
biggest surprise because I'm saying hours and hours. And it was
Yeah.
funny because one of my friends was actually talking to me last week
Yeah.
about like, so how do you start this podcast and how, like, what do you do? And she just like, my friend was just like, she's a planner. That's probably the wrong question to ask her. Like, she's going to plan this thing top to bottom.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, well, no, that's totally what we did. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
planned it from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like, we had a schedule.
Yep.
We knew what days we were talking about
Yep.
things. Like, we
Yep.
really did plan it. But
Yeah. And like the episodes and their launch dates, they're not by accident.
yeah.
Like we made sure that, okay, this episode is going to come out this date after this episode, but before this other episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of thought process. But
Yeah.
again, it's been fun. It's been definitely a creative outlet
Yeah, definitely.
that I appreciate.
Yep.
So, so one question we got. So it said, you guys talked a lot about friends having an influence in your life. What if your friends don't like your boyfriend?
Ooh.
So, what if your friends don't like your
my-
girlfriend?
Damn. That sucks.
It does. Well, and like, we said that before. Like, you said that, you don't have any sips and
No.
your cousins are, you're not close. So, like, you very much value your friends and their opinion that
because
they're
my
like
friends
family.
are like my family. Yep. So I would consider their opinions pretty heavily.
Yeah.
But then again, I think we talked about it in an episode. I kind of want to give my girlfriend the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe they just don't see her the way I do.
Sure.
At the end of the day, my friends would mean more to me than my girlfriend. And if my friends can't get along with my girlfriend, I think I would end up siding with my friends.
So, but what would be a valid reason, though, for them to say, I don't like them? Because for me, okay, that's fine. Not everybody has to get along, but you got to give me a reason other than I just don't like them.
I mean, I get you. But sometimes there are reasons that you just can't explain.
Sure.
Like gut feelings.
Okay.
Or like I get a bad vibe from a person.
Sure.
I mean, to me that's sometimes that's a good enough reason.
Okay.
And then plus like, okay, so one of my exes told me this, that, and at the time it didn't mean anything to me. Now it does. Is that boyfriends, girlfriends come and go, but your friends are there to stay.
Sure.
So at the time it didn't mean anything to me. Now as I'm getting older, I kind of realize that my friends are like family now, and so that's where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd rather side with my friends.
That would be hard. I don't know what I mean, having had friends that didn't like one of my boyfriends and having them basically say, well, if you're going to hang out with him, then don't call me.
Yeah.
Like, that was always really hard because I was like, I was kind of like you. Like, you don't see him the way that I see him. Like, you just need to be my friend and be supportive and jump on board with me.
Yeah.
But
Because like, I mean, there's so many. I mean, so let's say I'm dating a girl, and you don't like her for whatever reason. So you just tell me that you have a bad feeling. So
Sure.
I'm just like Chandler and Joey. Like I want you to just spend some time with her,
Sure.
and then you tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you can't specify a certain reason why.
Yeah.
You just tell me that she's just not good. I am seriously going to consider how you feel.
Okay.
And then not just you, just because me and you
Yeah.
are good friends. It's my other good friends as
Yeah.
well. And then plus, I mean, like, and then all right. So you get yourself into that kind of situation and that kind of like relationship.
Yeah.
Your friends start like withdrawing
Yeah, no, for sure.
withdrawing themselves. So
Yeah.
like you end up alone with this chick that's all you're left with.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
I'd rather stay with some friends.
Got it. So basically, we're just saying that our friends carry some weight.
At least for me. I mean,
Yeah.
at least for me.
Well, and again, I think it's something that people have to come to their own conclusion about.
Yeah.
So if that's the case where like you are still choosing to be with somebody and your friends start withdrawing yourself, then you really have to ask yourself, is that really what I want?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
ultimately, like no one can tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But if they, if you start losing people over it, you need to really ask yourself, like, is this person worth me losing friends over?
Exactly.
And
exactly.
then if you're okay with that, then okay, you're cool. You're okay with that.
Yeah,
And
if-
you move forward with that person. But if you're not, then you really
Mm-hmm.
need to think about what that relationship is costing you in the end.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was sort of dating this girl one time, and before me and this girl started dating, I was friends with her best friend beforehand,
Sure.
and them two had a falling out, and then me and this girl started dating.
Yeah.
But just because me and that girl started dating, talking, hanging out, whatever you want to call it, I was still friends with her ex best friend.
Sure.
And I'm like, I was friends with her before me and you started
Yeah.
having anything. I'm not going to throw away my friendship with her, just because me and you were talking. So that ended up like causing her, throwing a
bit of
real
a
big,
rift.
yeah. So, that was
Okay.
it. So, I mean, I have kind of experienced it a little bit, even though it wasn't like a serious thing. It was just like more of a fling.
Sure. Got it. So, let's see. We had a couple more things. So, one of my friends reached out to me because the episode where we talked about financials,
Money
and
rules
we
the world.
talked
Yeah.
about what to do if you have a kid to consider a
Yeah, we talked about the 529.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a savings fund for college.
yeah.
Said that she actually has a kid and that she sought some financial advice and said that those are actually not the best way to go about it. That there's like some parameters that you can't use it for anything. So if you, it's definitely stipulations around using them. Like if they get scholarships, they still can't use that money for anything but school. So if they
Yeah.
get scholarships, so then what's that money is just kind of sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Just different ways to go about it. So, Rap and I actually talked about we're going to try, I think, and bring on a financial advisor next season to really dig through some financial do's and don'ts.
Yep.
And some tips and things that we should probably be doing
Yeah.
or things that we should consider
Yeah.
for the future. So I think we're going to,
Yeah.
probably maybe talk about that next season because
Yeah.
we honestly... Full transparency, we're using Google. So
Yeah, exactly.
like-
Exactly.
using Google to spur our conversation. So, anyway, we were talking about that, maybe doing that for next season. But
sure.
anyway, just some things like that we were talking about.
Yep.
That we're going to hopefully gain some different insight and more professional advice
Yeah. Yep.
for next season. All right, so I'm going to wrap up by saying thank you to you for being such an awesome co-host.
Likewise, thank you too.
I want to shout out my cousin Anna. She's been hanging in there with us since the beginning, has been sharing us on all her social media, and I make reference to her actually in a few episodes. So I think it's only appropriate that say thank you to Anna for hanging in there with us and just being awesome and an A+ listener of Blah Blah Marry Me. Also, also want to thank my friends for being super awesome and supportive and listening and sharing us with their friends. My friend Janet, Yvette, Christy, Betty, Juan, who turned out to be a really top listener on my side. But I appreciate him and listening and making his coworkers listen to us as well. And I want to shout out some people we don't even know, which is really awesome about the platform that we have, is that it gives us some metrics or data, I guess, on who's listening. So we have listens, and this blew my mind, our mind, whenever
definitely.
we found out. We have listens pretty much all over the world right now, which is crazy. We have some listens in Europe. We have listens in South America. All over the place. I think the top one right now is Sweden. So they're Germany. We have listens all over the place.
Chile.
Yeah. And we've got listens in the United States from places, they're people that we don't know either. So we have listens in Washington. We have listens in Indiana, Idaho, Ohio. We've got listens in Florida.
And it's fucking awesome. I love it. That's fucking cool.
Virginia, and we've got listens all over the place. But guess where the top listeners come from?
Where?
They come from the great city of Houston, Texas. So I need to shout out Houston for being awesome and listening to us, and hope that you guys will continue to listen. But definitely Texas in general is our top right now. That's where most of our listens are coming from. So shout out to Texas for listening and being awesome. So just wanted to say thanks to all of our awesome people from all over the place listening to us, which is still kind of crazy to me.
It is. It really is.
Shout outs to our guests who are on this season.
Yeah. Freaking Becky, Yvette, and Juan.
And
Sean's. Sean's episode was
that one was,
I mean, it's, it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but I do appreciate people's willingness to come on and talk about stuff with
totally.
us.
I mean, I'm sure it was not easy for him to talk about that, because it's the reasons for him doing what he did. It's not going to be popular, especially with the
anybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
even aside from him, even Yvette and Juan, them coming on to talk about and how vulnerable their relationship was sometimes. Becky and her whole situation.
Yeah, and just wait for her follow-up episode.
Yeah, she's gonna come and do a follow-up for next season. So I appreciate our guests that have come on. So we'll have more guests on for next season.
Yeah.
So shout out and thank you to our guests. Do you have people to shout out to?
Yeah. I want to shout out to some people as well. Abby G, Alana, Juan, Amanda L, Priscilla, Genesis, Rhyme. What's cool about these people is that these are my people that I went to high school with, to elementary school with, and throughout the years we've been able to stay friends. We don't talk nearly as much as we used to, but the fact that we're still friends through the wire, and it's pretty fucking cool. I feel like this podcast kind of just made new friends of our old friends.
For sure. I think that's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
New friends of our old friends.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I love it. I just can't wait for next season.
Me neither. All right, guys. So if you have been listening, you're hanging in with us, thank you so much. We're so appreciative. We would super appreciate it if you share us on your social media. Check us out on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, Blah Blah Marry Me, and Facebook at Blah Blah Marry Me Podcast. We still want to hear from you guys in the off season. We're going to be working really hard to be bringing you an awesome second season.
Yep.
But
try
definitely
to spice it up a little bit.
A little bit. So wow. Damn it, lose my train of thought there. So we don't know when we're launching, but in the spring sometime. So just stay tuned. We're going to be active on our social media channels in the off season. we, like I said, would super appreciate if you subscribe to any of those channels, gave us a follow, wrote us a review. We would super appreciate it. And remember,
Don't be a little bitch.
exactly. So we leave you with our parting phrase. Don't be a little bitch, guys. Don't be a little bitch in life. Don't be a little bitch in relationships.
Yep.
Just don't do it. Like, don't, like, just sell yourself short. Don't, make big deals out of nothing.
Yeah.
Put your big girl pants on and handle your shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to say put your big boy pants on
That's
and handle
fair.
your shit.
That's fair.
Yeah. And just go with the flow. Like I've been saying all season, just go with the flow. Like if things don't go your way, don't bitch out about it. Just go with the flow. I mean,
Go
shit
with
is
the
not
flow.
going to be perfect all the damn time.
Nope.
That's not life.
Not at
The
all.
universe is going to fuck with you because that's what the universe does. And that's what makes it fucking life.
Yep. So, hope you stay along with the ride for us. And we'll be signing off. So, we'll see you next season.
I'm going to miss you guys.
Bye. Stop! I hate your stupid sound effects. Okay, you love me?
I think I'm in love with you.
You love me? Like, I keep thinking about one-liners, like, if we ever decide to do, like, shirts and stickers and shit.
Uh-huh.
That'll be one of them. Okay, fine, you can finish the cake. Or something.
Like, for real.
Yeah. Dick in a bear trap.
In a bear trap, definitely.
Oh, man.